Hey, what's up? So, I'm going to talk about the Sonim XP5S. Last time I talked about AGM M5, which is basically a shitty performing Jelly Star with a keypad under it. Now, with the AGM M5, I did complain that if you're getting a phone in this factor, you should be able to use the whole phone with the keypad and not be forced to use the touchscreen. This is what I'm talking about. This does not have a touchscreen. It is exactly what it looks like. It's a phone they use entirely from the keypad. By the way, for comparison's sake, Jelly is a pretty thick phone. If you want to compare it to a regular phone, a Galaxy Flip 5, it's pretty thick. This boy, though, ooh, this is a brick. By the way, the AGM M5 is also kind of a brick, but this weighs about half of what this weighs. But I lift weights, so this is not actually heavy, so it's not a big deal. So this phone is built much better than the other one. This, if you want a phone that has this style keypad, this is awesome. This can survive falling off of probably 2 stories or so. Don't try that. It has a pretty big battery, as you can tell. It's waterproof, and you can control it solely from the keypad, which is awesome. So this phone here has no touchscreen, as I said, so you have to navigate entirely through the keypad. Now, for some people, this might be really, really annoying, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not bad. It's satisfying, key clicks. So I'm gonna take you through a couple of things. This has only one camera in the front, right here, and it's all right, you know. Take a picture and you'll know exactly what you're gonna get. Pretty much, it's not gonna be beautiful, but you'll know exactly what you took a picture of. So that's cool. Now, this also has a flashlight as well, as most phones do. Pretty decent. This also has a voice assistant, which is not great, but it does work. It's not Google Assistant, but it'll get you where you want to get to. So hold this.
What can I help you with?
Call.
Whom do you want to call?
Yeah, so it kind of understands what's happening. I didn't understand that. So let's take you to the browser. So here, this phone has no touchscreen. So using a browser without a touchscreen is rough, as people who've had PDAs and old school phones know. It is rough. I'm on Google. See a little arrow there? This is my cursor. That's great. It's really awesome. So type in here. So YouTube is there. History. Typing on this is pretty damn good. This has something called, I think it's called XT9 instead of T9, or it may be called Flex T9. I forget. But typing is a lot better. I don't know if you can see in the top. You probably can't focus there. On the top, you can press pound to shift between regular letters and the T9, or the XT9 in this case. So change the language back to English. So it's pretty decent. Let me type in. Oh, I forgot. I can't actually type anything in here with the T9. You have to type it manually. I'll explain the secondary mouse cursor in a bit. So let's say yo. So I'm scrolling through here. I'm actually able to scroll through here, which is nice. Unlike some other phones. So yeah, that's cool. It's what you expect. Let's go to Amazon, let's buy some yo-yos. How's that work? Yeah, I can go to Amazon just fine. Looks good. It's a little, a little slow, but getting a phone like this, you're not expecting much different. Let me show you how the typing is with the messaging. So let's pretend I'm going to open up a new message here. New message. So let's say I'm going to say hello. Whoops. That's not how that works. Hello. So commas are a bit annoying here. Hello. My name is, then caps, and then there, my name is popular enough. Awesome. Hey, my name is Kevin. Not bad. So typing on here is actually quite fine, and I don't have a big problem with it. Typing is quite fine because this is better than the regular T9 in my opinion. So I like this experience, to be honest. It's nice. So this phone is, believe it or not, running Android as well. So if I press the menu button, you can see system settings. Well, this looks familiar, right? It's Android. Speaking of these settings, so the battery here, as you can see, the battery is pretty good. Right now, it says the last charge was 3 days and 15 hours ago. So basically, 4 days ago minus sleep, right? How much time do I have left? About 23 hours, so a day, pretty much. So based on what this is saying, this could last about 5 days with light usage. I'll say you're not going to be on this like you would a smartphone. You're just not. There's not much to do. You can load APKs on here, but it has to be through ADB, whether it's your computer or through web ADB. You can load apps on here. I've tried loading many. Most do not work. WhatsApp does work. Everything else pretty much does not. So you're not going to be using this phone like crazy. So it'll last you quite a bit. If you lose now, you can see there's 6 hours and 49 minutes of screen time over the last 4 days, 3 days, whatever. Now, a lot of that was setting up and trying to get things to work on here. Like, spend hours to configure this phone to spend less time on it. So, yeah, it's pretty good with the battery. And, geez, if you put battery saver on this, she'll last you quite a bit. It's pretty good. Build quality is good. My only main issue with this is that it has just one camera. And if you're going to do a video call, which I guess you can't, it doesn't matter then, right? This can't run any video calling. I guess you could try video calling on WhatsApp, but that would be not fun, I think. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to. You would have to do this, say, hey, yeah, it's time for you to look at me this time. Or you can go in front of a mirror and do it, I suppose. Beyond that, yeah, not too much to do on this. There are applications, like I said, that you can get. And before that, there are some tools, clock, calculator, sound recorder. I'm not going to lie. On this kind of phone, a calculator is absolutely sick. So you want to put 2,365 times 12.86. Boom. It's like you're actually using a nice chunky calculator here. It's pretty good. Now, for applications, you have a radio. Unfortunately, you need an antenna for that. And what I mean by that is you need the edge of the headphone connector to do that. This has no headphone jack. So you need an attachment of some kind. Either, I think there's some weird attachment that goes here, or you can use the USB-C to get a converter and you can listen to the radio that way, I guess. You get the downloads. You can download certain apps, write some notes, map some buttons. I said I'd get to the second mouse cursor later. Here's an app I downloaded. They have a similar one on appsforflip.com where essentially you use this button and then you hold it down and there's a cursor that pops up. This is how you get around the touchscreen limitations. Press it once, start scrolling. So this is pretty helpful. Like I said, if you need to use an app that requires a touchscreen, but you can't use a touchscreen, you can use the cursor. However, pretty much every app requires a touchscreen these days, and this can barely run anything. So, not because it's not powerful. It is more powerful than the AGM M7, but yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't run some stuff. Maybe it's the screen size, or no, it's the same screen size. So I'm not sure. This doesn't run things very well. You kind of need a touchscreen for some of these things. The cursor can only do so much. Get email, weather, and yeah, download this one as well. So yeah, cool. So with a phone like this, you're not gonna be using it that much. It's mostly just for texting, calling, WhatsApping, a browse, I suppose, if you're not in a hurry. What you can do is also load up Google Maps Go. It does get your location, but you can't really navigate because once you try to navigate, the top bar with the locations and the bottom with the information will take up the entire screen pretty much. And as well, you don't have Google services on this also, unless you root it, which will take a long time. So yeah, this is it's pretty good though. I know I said a lot of things that it can't do, but what it does well is well, it's what it was made for. I mean, texting, calling, it does super well. It's nice. I mean, call quality isn't great, but honestly, if you need something to text and call with and type pretty quickly, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty good. This is not a smartphone. So if you want a phone that looks like this and behaves like it looks, this is pretty good.